Connect Forth, the radio forum for students.
The Olympics. Some of us can only dare to dream, even just to see it. One of the biggest sporting events in the world. Sports like athletics, swimming, tennis, taekwondo are played on a world scale. It's hard to think of a sport that's not in there. Well, up until recently, there has been. Up until the 28th of September 2015, sports such as baseball, softball, surfing, sport climbing and karate were not in the Olympics. Since Japan is hosting the 2020 Olympic Games, it's only fair that we let them play their national sports.
The International Olympic Committee has the honour of announcing that the Games of the 32nd Olympiad in 2020 are awarded to the city of Tokyo.
They seem pretty excited. Let's take a look at one sport in particular. Did you know that it's taken many decades to get karate in the Olympics? I mean, judo and taekwondo were in there, why wasn't karate? That might be a long list we don't want to look at just yet. We went to Satori Martial Arts, a karate club in Glasgow, to hear what they do for training and what the future looks like for their club due to the Olympic movement.
My name's David Campbell and my role in Satori is to run the Satori Glasgow clubs, which I founded. But the whole club in whole is founded by Arsene McAllister. He's got a full-time club in Dunoon. I'm probably one of the ones in Scotland and Britain who didn't want Olympic karate. My reasoning being was because what I learned as a child is completely changed now. I learned karate to look after yourself, not to compete in the beginning, but now as the movement's starting to get better, Olympic karate is the way forward for karate now.
Talking to David made us realise how much karate has grown in the last decade. He has seen so many changes in the sport from when he was little until he became an instructor. Since many of David's students are competing, we spoke to some of his students to hear where they have competed and what competitions they want to get into next.
Well, I would like to get into the European Karate Championships, the Worlds, and even to participate in the Olympics.
Like maybe Europeans or like not Worlds yet, but just like Europeans and maybe like go around the country and in the world, but not into the Worlds.
I want to compete more abroad to get the experience. I mean, I know I'm not going to make the Olympics now because I'm a bit old. I fought in the Dubai Open last year. I've competed in the British, the Scottish. I've won the British unis. I've competed in a number of Britishes and a number of Scottishes.
David also spoke about how he feels to see his students do these competitions and where they're heading to next.
Karate is in a whole, taekwondo, judo and lots of things put together. At Satori we're not just karate based because you need to have other elements to martial art. The thing with Olympic karate and the way the World Karate Federation have set it up is there's only top 10 fighters or so many fighters, so very unlikely for somebody this time to go from Scotland in 2020, but maybe the next time, 2024 or the next. But definitely I have one or two potential if they stay. I mean, we go all over the world now, from Dubai we were in last year. I mean, next week we go to Luxembourg for a tournament. We've got 2 or 3 kids at the moment that are actually very high potential. They're picking up medals at these tournaments.
So, in the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo, we can now look forward to seeing new events and see the differences made to karate within the Games to the clubs at home. You're listening to Connect Forth Radio. Thank you for listening.